Hi team, Greg here. Today we're going to look at hamstring stretches. So, number one is the all-time classic, the OG, and it is the best hamstring stretch. All you need for this is your mat and a strap, or in this case, a slightly little ratty old towel I have here. What we're going to do is lie down on your back. You bend both knees, one foot's flat on the mat, you put the other foot in the strap or the towel, and you extend your leg up towards the ceiling. This is the classic you will have seen in lots of different places. What I suggest you do here is you can hold the towel or the strap up near the top, or you can hold it near the bottom. This leg is bent so your back is flat, which makes it super safe on backs, especially if you've got any back issues going on. Here, I can pull this on my leg straight, which will give me a stretch in the hamstring, but also a bit where it attaches over the back of the knee and a slight calf stretch. If I point the toes, less calf stretch, more hamstring stretch. So if I want to do both, I'll pull the toes towards me and I can slightly put pressure on the ball of the foot by pulling down on the strap to increase this. This is often missed out, part of the calf, where it goes across the back of your knee, which leads to knee tightness. But I digress. Hamstrings are here. If your hamstrings are real tight, your knee's going to be bent. That's okay. So long as you feel it in the hamstring, over time, things will loosen. Okay? You can hold this strap in one hand, two hands. If you haven't got a strap or a towel, then you can simply hold behind the thigh. If it's a long way away, like this, okay? Okay? Or hold up here. If you're really bendy, you can hold the foot. Do the full yoga thing, you grab the big toe with your two fingers here and you do this kind of thing. Okay, these are options, but for most of us, it's actually more comfy. Even if you can, it's actually more comfy to simply hold onto the towel. Regression number two, so this is kind of stretch one, but with a lot of variations like we had in the quad stretch. If I straighten this leg here, if I straighten this out, that tilts my hips a little bit. It just moves the hip, which makes this stretch a little bit more intense, and I get a bit of a stretch on the hip flexor on this side. And again, we hang out. The idea is to give it time to breathe and to wait. Now, next variations require me to spin the other way. So I'm going to face away from you here. A little bit of jitsu maneuvering on the floor here. To start with, when you pull the leg straight to you, you get the belly of the hamstring. But a slight variation will change where you feel that stretch. So if I take my leg, rather than straight back, I'm going to take it towards this left shoulder of mine over here. So it has a slight angle. It doesn't got to be a lot. We're not trying to bring the leg right over here. Just a little pull as I pull it this way. And I'll feel the stretch more on the outer part of the hamstring, which is your biceps femoris here on the outer side, the lateral side. Now if I pull the toes down as well, and if I slightly tilt the foot so the big toe comes down and the pinky toe's up, you can get a bit of a stretch all the way down the outside of the lower leg here, your perineals, and also a little bit into this ITB world. The more I take the leg over, the more it goes from the hamstring to more of a side leg ITB kind of stretch. So anywhere in between, you play with it and you find what's tight for you. Next option is to again grab the strap or the towel. With one hand usually works, and rather than coming again straight this way, we're going to take it to the outside of this right shoulder. Again, just a little variation. And the stretch moves to more of the inner hamstring here. Okay. If I take it way out to the side, that becomes an adductor stretch. We covered adductors the other day. We don't really want to do that. We want to stay here because we want to find the different aspects of the hamstring. There are two main hamstrings and two lesser known hamstrings. Okay, so here, a little variation. And what I can also do here is turn my foot. If you watch my foot, I can turn the toes in or out, trying to rotate in the hip joint. So my leg moves in the hip socket here. A little variation here, and I feel it much more strongly down there. Okay, I can slowly drift out. So you feel the muscle move from the hamstring to the adductor. The biggest adductor here, the adductor magnus, acts like a hamstring, so they're kind of similar. So feel free to play a little bit in this world to find what feels tight for you. And of course, if you want to, you can go right to the side for this whole version here. But for now, there will do. Okay, so that is our OG. That is the main, the most important hamstring stretch and the safest. You can do lots and lots of stuff really steadily and comfortably. But to give you some variety, we can do a seated stretch. Now, if you do a seated forward bend with both legs, make sure you pull any flesh on your bottom backwards, just to tilt your hips a little bit. You can bend forward and take hold of the feet. Of course, you can't reach the feet, which most of us can't. Again, the towel or the strap around the feet. The only danger with doing both legs is there's a little bit more pressure on the back here. And you tend not to feel it so much in the hamstrings unless you keep your back ramrod straight. Toes towards you, you push your belly or your chest forward. So you're more in that shape. That said, if your back is happy, you can relax down here. In the yoga world, we call it head to knee pose. You're just kind of thinking of coming down this way. If you haven't got a strap, you can just hold your shins or hold your feet. So we can do two legs at the same time. Or we do one leg. Now for the one-legged version, I'll do it this way so you can see. You'll find a lot of teachers will recommend putting your heel right up here in the groin and then bending forward. This puts a tremendous pressure on this knee. When you're old like me, you don't want to upset the inside of your knee. So I recommend putting this foot on the inside of the opposite knee. You'll find the arch of the foot fits on the way the knee's shaped here, almost like it's designed that way, like a little jigsaw. And from here, I can once again bend forward using the strap or a slightly ratty towel. I'm going to bend forward this way. It means you can focus on one leg, gives you a bit of variation on your stretch, and you can possibly keep watching TV if that's what you'd like to do. Okay, the more flexible you get, you can reach forward and take hold of the foot. The more the foot comes towards you, the more you'll feel the calf and the hamstring. If you just want to do hamstring, just point the toes, stretch this. It's what the dancers do. You'll see them do a lot of toe-pointed work. But the rest of us, often we need a bit of calf. I pull the foot, it's calf and hamstring. If I put my hand on top, I can push the toes down as I pull. Then I'll get to stretch some of the fascia on the sole of the foot as well, and the tiny muscles in here, plus the calf, plus a bit of hamstring. Pretty cool, huh? So that's stretch kind of number 2, 2A, I guess we call it, possibly 3. Now, there's a variation on this. This is kind of moving into stretch 3, I'll call this. It's only if you're real flexible. So, I'll show you the other side for a bit of variety we're looking at, and it's my looser side, so it looks better on the film. Shh, don't tell the YouTube police. Now, everyone does this, they will never admit to it. Anyway, so put the foot on the knee. We can take the block. If you're real flexible, you can bend forward and put the block on the sole of the foot. Then if I hold onto the block, I can pull myself towards the foot. This makes it surprisingly more intense. It keeps the whole foot flat and like an easier surface to grip on. And we bend this way. Okay. So that's option number 3. It's quite a nice variation for the more flexible. Now, we have a 3B. 3B was taught to me by a ballet dancer friend of mine in London a long time ago. This is way more intense, okay? This is stronger, only if you're real bendy. Surprisingly, this is good for your knees, although you might not think so at the first look. You put the block in front here, and then you put your foot on the block. Notice that makes my knee banana backwards. Now, a lot of the time you look at this yourself, you'll find your knees here. A lot of people are surprisingly stiff in the back of the knee. The hamstrings cross the back of the knee, the calf cross the back of the knee. And there's a little muscle here called a popliteus, a few other bits and pieces through the back of the knee. But for now, if we can get the knee, we want the knee to be straight over straight. As long as we don't smash it and jump on it, we're going to loosen up all the tissue here, which will make the knee move more freely. So what you do is you simply leave the foot there and the knee here, and you bend forward. Again, you might want the strap for this one or the hands, and you're bending forward so there's a stretch and a little bit of pressure through here. Okay? And 3C, which is the super strong version, is you take the other leg and you cross it over the top of this, either above the knee or below the knee, whichever you feel more comfy. I tend to go above. And then you bend forward. You should notice that really bananas the knee here, okay? And then you stretch forward. This is a much more extreme stretch. And if that's not enough stretch for you, of course you can adjust your block so it's on a higher setting. So now it's a big banana. Ooh. So, remember the safest version, number 1. Number 2 is fine. Number 3 is really pushing things, again, depending on flexibility. If you're happy with it, it feels quite lovely. Now, option number 4 is actually like option number 2. It's simply a standing forward bend. So I'm here. Hello. The benefit of this one, and again, as long as your back is happy, is gravity does the work. It actually helps to decompress your spine a little bit as well. Cross your elbows, drop your head, and simply hang. Knees can be slightly bent, or I can try and straighten them. And I can hang out here for a while. You can swing, or you can put your hands down and just walk your hands around to the outside of one foot. You'll feel the stretch change. You can allow your knees, opposite knee to bend if that feels more comfy. Then you can swap. A little bit of variation. You notice I want to come around here, this knee wants to bend. So a different part of the hammy. And we're just working on that. Again, a lot of the time you're going to be here. That's fine. If you just hang in here, because you're real tight. Oh, good. Bend the knees, just hang, just wait. No effort, no pulling needed. You can simply breathe and chill. Just be careful when you come out of these to roll yourself up slowly. Take your time. Don't come up quickly because you might faint, but also you need the tissue to take a chance to recover. Once you're up, push the hips forward and lean back a little bit, just to counteract that big forward bend. Now, option 4A, well, that's 4A, 4B, is to cross one leg over. So you cross this leg over. It's similar to when we cross the ankle over the knee with that block stretch. Now when I bend forward, this front leg's not doing really too much stretching. It works on the back leg. The front leg, notice that pushes the knee back on the back leg to make it more intense. So you may want your fingers here, or you may want to have a block. So you can hold onto something here. Coffee tables work well for this. Okay? We're bending here, gradually, loosening up. It just makes things a little bit more intense. Again, when we come up, we go slowly. We unwrap, have a little lean back. Be careful. And there's our top 4 hamstring stretches. There are variations. We can put the feet up on the bar, like if we were doing the full ballet thing, and other options like that. For most of us, we haven't got one at home, unless you want to use a coffee table. But I find these 4 should cover it. Number 1 is the OG. It is the best. You can spend lots of time doing that and really work on the hamstring at your own pace. Any questions, as always, put them in the comments. Any videos you'd like me to do specifically, put them in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Thanks again. Have a lovely day.